I am 25 weeks pregnant. I'm so happy to be here. Had my first midwife appointment for this stage of pregnancy, and it was only 20 minutes. She checked my blood pressure and used the Doppler on the bump, and it was a class because I could feel the bubbles, and she was like, "Oh, he's kicking me off," or she's kicking me off. I don't know what's inside me. And so she was like quite surprised that I couldn't tell that she could feel it, but it's quite exciting. So I'm hoping to get my husband to put his hands on my belly again and see if he can push down and get a wee kick back. So yeah, she was like, "Can you not tell that the baby's kicking at me?" And I'm like, "No, I can feel the bubble feeling, but I can't feel that you're getting pushed off." But I could see her reacting quite strongly. That was fun. But as always when I go in, she's like, "Have you got your urine sample?" I'm like, "No, nobody's told me to take a urine sample." And it's been the same every time I've gone in for any random appointments, like, "Have you done a urine sample?" So note to self and anybody else out there who's going in for a midwife appointment or anything, you need a urine sample. They might not tell you, but you need a urine sample every time. So I've got a wee pot for next time, and my next appointment is in 3 weeks. And then at that point, she's going to start measuring the bump, which is exciting. So that doesn't start, I thought that would have been today, that should start that, but that's next week, or no, in 3 weeks, in week 28. And yeah, so I've been still having my restless legs, and my husband has been brilliant, giving me fantastic leg massages at night to help ease it. And then I had my blood test on Monday morning and checked the results yesterday, and it showed that I am anemic. So I had a bit of an interesting call with the doctor to get the iron tablets. But anyway, I've got that sorted and got them today. And it was interesting when I was reflecting, because when I've been taking my Pregnant Care Plus at night, the restless legs aren't quite as bad at night. So I'm going to take my iron in the evening with my evening meal. And then the other thing as well is when I had my blood test, the nurse asked me if I'm on any blood medication or blood thinners. I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm on aspirin," so that's why it'll have been gushing out. So I did think that was funny with the glucose tolerance test last week. I'd never seen my blood just gushing out after, pressure's been applied, but that's obviously why that's the case. I always like looking for causation for things. So yeah, at least I know now I have low iron. I was surprised because of my diet, but then when I looked into it, it's because baby can just sap your nutrients. So thankfully I'm feeling all right, apart from just the tiredness, but I've been putting that down to the restless legs at night. This week is a big week for sorting out maternity allowance. So I'm now self-employed, and I will not really get very much maternity allowance, so we're trying to see how we can maximize my husband's paternity. But every form and every conversation is like working through a minefield, nothing straightforward. So I hope anybody else who's doing this is having an easier time of it, because we're just like, oh, I hate form filling anyway. No, actually, I used to be really good at form filling, but things like that, it just feels like they're a lot more difficult than they need to be. And I'm feeling a wee bit leaky down there, so I think I might need to start wearing a pad. I spoke to the midwife about it, and she said that it's probably just discharge, that it gets more watery, but I'm just like, could it be something else? So she said that if you contact triage, they'd ask you to wear a pad to see what is in there, so they'd be able to test to see if there's any amniotic fluid. So I am probably just going to start wearing a pad. Sorry, but if that's too much information for you. But it's just what happens. Baby has grown about 4.6 centimeters this week, and it's gone from being a corn on the cob to a courgette. Now I just find it hilarious when I look to see, the weekly updates as to what fruit or vegetable it's going to be, because there's just no correlation from week to week. And then the only other thing I wanted to share is I'm reading this book at the minute, The Bucket List. Just going back to my phonics days from when I was a teacher. And so it's about a girl who finds her husband literally cheating on her 40th birthday party, and she ends it. And but she has been desperate to be a mother all her life, and kind of put his career first for the 6 years they were together. And she's like, right, I'm gonna get over this breakup, and then I'm gonna try for a baby with a donor. and she gets pregnant first time around with IVF, and so it's like really interesting to read her journey and just kind of take me back to those days. This baby's natural, but I've been through the whole IVF process, and I came to like a paragraph and I was just like, oh my god, that really resonates. And she's out with her family celebrating Mother's Day, and you know, it's all about like happy Mother's Day to my beautiful wife and beautiful daughter-in-law from her dad. Let me just stop this. Alexa, stop. And she's just like expressing how she feels. So she goes, she hasn't actually told her family yet, and she's about to announce to her family that she's pregnant. She's almost 12 weeks, and she exclaims, I hate Mother's Day, like internally. She doesn't say this out loud. I can feel my face flushing. In that moment I feel so excluded. Do the marketing men ever think about that? The women who want to be mothers but can't, the women who are hoping to be mothers, living on a wing and a prayer and injections, the people who have lost their mother, the people who have never known their mother. Is this day really necessary? I think when it comes to my first Mother's Day, I am just going to be buzzing, but I really get this for now. I just hope to God I'm always going to be showing understanding and empathy for other people who have gone through tough journeys. But yeah, it just breaks my heart how hard it is to have a baby. But yeah, I'm at 25 weeks. Thanks for listening, and see you at 26.